mental health is something that we don't talk about enough. In the black community, well, we're massively overrepresented in the mental health institutions, even more so than in the prisons. And again, these are questions we have to ask. Well, why?
You know, but once you get a control and an understanding of who you are, no one can use you against you. No one can ever use your mental illness against you. You've already spoke about it, so what you got?
The biggest point in life to resolve mental health is like giving a fuck about a person.
Where did you get the courage? I got the courage. The 2 words. I care.
It's Chill Will Radio, where connections will be made, advice will be given, jokes will be told, and things will get real. My name is Willis Cooks, and I'm your host. But understand this show is not meant to be used as a substitute for a relationship with a licensed mental health professional. Enjoy the show, y'all.
LeBron James right now.
Yeah. The LeBron James of rap, man. Man, that shit is really, really sad and really, really sick, man. Because like I said, he's the only rapper that I knew of that was really about building something for his own community, dog. He wasn't worried about, I'm finna go grab somebody from up the block or somebody from up the street. Like, nah, I'm finna get the little homie from around the corner.
Yep, he was fucking with all his people, bro. He put all his niggas on, bro. He was fucking with, but he was shooting that documentary for Dr. Sebi.
Hey, you know it's gonna have them conspiracies out there saying that's why he got killed.
I know, all right, bro. They already going. They already out there. We already know it.
Man, that shit is sick, dog. And it's, I don't know nobody else, dog. And that shit hurt. That shit hurt. Because
I feel like somebody shot my cousin, bro.
And I ain't never seen the nigga in person. I ain't never seen him in real life, but dude, it's kind of like he spoke for everybody, every young youth, dog. Not even just the homie, not even just the dope dealers and everybody on the block that's banging and everybody, but the businessman from the hood who was trying to get out. Right? He's letting those individuals know if you selling dope on the block, you can still get out, dog. For real. You can still get out, dog. It's bigger than the music and everything that he was doing. The music, and if you really paid attention to how Nipsey Hussle moved, the music was a very, very small part about what he was doing. The music was just his passion, but the business side of it and everything that he was doing and everything that he was about, dog, he was beyond a stand-up guy, man. I don't know nobody else that's really about building his community like he did.
Before rap, I just had the streets go. Have faith in my tradition. I knew I'd be back in beast mode. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, he was, you know, he talked about that. You know what I'm saying? It's way more popular in these clothes. Like, give away these music and make double back your shows. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, rapping was just something that was just part of the foundation. You know what I'm saying? Like. Oh man, yeah, man, yeah, bro. It's a sad situation, bro. I'm hurt. Man, I really deeply am hurt because I really was counting on this nigga.
Yeah.
To continue.
Yeah.
To help change, bro.
Yeah.
To help change our community, bro.
Change the community, dog, because you always needed those individuals who was from the community, those people who was from the block. Ain't nobody out here really ever had to question Nipsey Hussle and what he did. You know, nobody had to question it, dog. It don't matter what hood you was from. Like, you had to respect it. It don't matter what hood you was from, dog. You can be from V&G's. You could be.
It wasn't about that, bro. Because he, bro. Him and YG, that's why I fuck with YG too. Because YG is not as smart as Nipsey Hussle, but as far as like really being able to, you know, like really foresee things and like understand things, but YG also he has the right idea about shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you know, I fuck with that. You know what I'm saying? He has the right idea.
Man, I knew it was real, dog, when him and Joe Moses got on the track, dog, because you know everybody in LA, everything is territorial, everything is about gangbanging. Nipsey ain't doing no shit. That's why you really not really gonna hear a Nipsey Hussle and Schoolboy Q worker. That's why I was surprised when I heard a Nipsey Hussle and Joe Moses record, because it's like, damn, Rolling 60s and V&G's don't get along at all. He was bridging that gap.
They're too close. Yeah, you're right. But and that gap was being, it was like, bro, you know who else is? You remember when RJ and fucking and Greedo did that concert?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And they did it, and even though that beef, they did like a tour of that shit, bro, and they created a fake beat, and that shit
Yeah.
actually brought them niggas together.
Yep, when they was on stage. That shit was nuts. And now this shit's finna get right back sloppy. This shit's finna get all the way bad. Because I guarantee you, everybody, dog, you better not be, dog. And it's crazy because I guarantee you, it probably was some nigga from his own hood.
No, I think so, bro. It's somebody that it had nothing to do with gang shit.
It had to be, but it had to be somebody. It had to be somebody in his circle because how you gonna know he's just over there like that? That nigga not just hanging out. He got business to take care of.
Bro, just took a picture with a kid. Bro,
Oh man.
just got done taking a picture and a nigga shot him, bro.
Yeah, bro. These.
Huh?
It's not, dog. It's these LA streets ain't ruthless. These LA streets is stupid.
Man.
These LA streets is not ruthless. These LA streets is stupid,
Making it
dog.
look good, though. we was telling motherfuckers, like, look, you're straight. We good now.
Exactly. LA was safe. LA was safe to come through, man. You could come through, do all this other shit, dog.
If Mid-Bay safe, ain't nobody safe.
That nigga made the Sloss and Swap Me cool.
Bro,
That nigga made the Sloss and Swap Me cool.
God, nigga was not going over there, bro. I'm not going to the fucking Slauson, nigga. I still scared about going to talk about, you know what? Fuck, I love this Slauson, you know what I'm saying?
Oh my God, that nigga made the Sloss and Swap Me cool, man. That shit was wild, bro.
Bro, that nigga made all that shit. That nigga made Crenshaw and Slauson cool. You ain't niggas pull up
Dog.
on Slauson Ave.
Nigga was not stopping, especially on that corner. Niggas was not stopping at all. At all, dog. And I was just telling Didier how ironic it is that he get killed on the same block that he was selling dope on, but on the same block he also bought and started to build his business on, dog. That's the irony in that. It's crazy.
I know, bro. He died. I mean, like, you can't, like, that's a win, bro, for that nigga. Like, that nigga's life was literally a victory, bro. That
Yeah.
nigga won.
Yeah.
Like, he made such impact. Like, I would just, legends die young, bro. That's all I can say, man.
Hey, legend, and that shit's sick. That shit is true, dog. A cliche is a cliche for a goddamn reason, man.
Legends die young,
Man, but you don't even know, my nigga, but you on the show, man. Welcome to Chill World Radio.
bro. Oh, man, it's all good, man. That's all good with me, man. I appreciate y'all, man, tuning in. Chill Will.
Yeah.
Are we really there? Oh, for sure.
Yeah. It's really on, man.
Yeah, man.
All right, dog. I'll holler at you, bro.
I'm glad you put it on air, though. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I had to think about it, man. I didn't want to let it go, man, because I was gonna rant on him anyway. But it's best since we having this conversation, bro. Because he was. It's.
Good move.
It'd be like if
So good.
Kendrick Lamar got shot.
Yeah, you're right, man. You're right, man. For sure, I'm gonna tune in, man.
All right, man. Peace. Yeah. Oh man, shit. Well, welcome everyone to Chill Will Radio, man. It is, whoo, man. That was my man Keith, man. Shout out Keith. He didn't know I put him on the phone, man, to start the show. But man, we was having a conversation about Nipsey Hussle. I didn't want to cut it short, so I just had to put him on the show, man. Nipsey Hussle is someone who I can thoroughly say I look up to, not even just on some rapper shit, because I don't care for being a rapper. I don't even listen to rap music like that anymore. I've always been rocking with him since it was like Bullets Ain't Got No Lane type of stuff. But just him and everything when it came to business. Like that thing he was doing at the Americon clothing store with the app and how you could take the picture and the shit would pop up on the phone and the music and the stuff he was doing with, I think it was like Vector 90 or Vector 60 or some shit like that. He was big on the STEM program. He was all about reinvesting in his hood. In his hood. I don't know no other rapper or person, no other rapper. We just gonna stick to rappers. I don't know no other rapper that's really out here really investing in their hood outside of Slim Thug. Because Slim Thug really out there buying a block up in Houston or Dallas, whichever he's from. But he really buying a block of where he at. But Nipsey Hussle, dude, like he wasn't about going, I'm finna take my ass out to Pomona, I'm finna take my ass out to Corona and help these kids out. Like, no. I'm finna pick up the little homie on the block that's selling dope. And I'm finna show him how his skills when it came to selling dope can be transferred over into this legal means of making money. Everything that we doing on the block, us as young black males, can be transferred over to legal means, dog. If you selling dope, you can sell something. If you're able to run an organization on the block, you can able to run an organization in the real world, man. The thing is, we just can't be afraid, and he was never afraid. Never afraid to really say, like, yo, I'm standing on mine. All 10. I'm standing on mine. I'm standing on my block, and I got pride in my hood. I got pride in my community. I got pride in where I'm from, right? Ain't nobody really out here showing the pride that they have, dog. Ain't nobody really out here wearing their block and wearing their hood on their shirt like that, especially in L.A. Especially in L.A., because that shit'll get you killed. That shit'll really get you killed. And he was doing it in a positive way, just like me and my man Keith was talking about. People in L.A., if you from different hoods, they don't rap together. They don't. They don't rap together at all, which is why you probably will never, ever, I'm not saying they never, ever, like, got on the record or did something in the studio, but you probably may never, ever hear a Schoolboy Q and a Nipsey Hussle record. Because the Hoovers in the neighborhoods don't get along. It was crazy when I heard a Joe Moses and a Nipsey Hussle record. It was crazy. Because the VNGs in the neighborhoods don't get along. Like, it's not supposed to happen where we from, period. But he was the only dude that I know of really was not afraid to go out there and bridge that gap to help people understand, like, yo, it's bigger than just the hoods that we repping. Like, yeah, we got our blocks, we got our sets, and we repping the hood, and we doing all this other shit. But, yo, outside of these streets, it's a lot going on. Outside of this hood, it's a lot going on, period. And he was the one that brought his homies up with him. He did not bring somebody else into his camp and switch it up. He did not bring some white person into his camp and switch it up. He did not go to these major record labels and be like, try to bow down to the mass and fuck with these crackers. Like, nah, he brought up the homie in the hood and was like, I'm finna bring y'all up. I'm about to bring y'all up. It's not too many people out here that's really, really doing that, dog. So I'm hurt because he was a real one. Not even just a real guy. I'm not finna say no real nigga, but he was a real legit man. He stood on his own, and he was not afraid to show where he was from. It's not even on some like neighborhood rolling 60 shit. I am a young black male from Los Angeles, California, and this is where we from. This is where we from, and you're gonna respect us. If you don't respect us, you don't respect me. And if you don't respect me, then we got an issue. That's what he stood on. And he was doing everything the right way. The right way. Man, my man Didier was playing a clip from way back, and this clip always gets put on the internet about how he was talking about reinvesting his money into houses and stuff like that, and not investing his money into jewelry and all this other shit that's gonna lose value. Not buying up a bunch of liabilities, but buying up assets, putting his money into that. Wasn't no other rapper speaking about that. And he was speaking about that when we was wearing 3X dingy ass t-shirts in the hood when fucking 40 size jeans and shit. Like, he's talking about that way back when we was just white teed out wearing big ass white tees. And he continued and stayed on his grind, man. For real, no matter what, you have to keep going. And dude, I just applaud. And I know I applaud everything that he went through. And like Keith was saying, even though he died on a block that he was raised on. He died on a block that he built. He died on a block that he fought so hard to change. And he changed that block. He changed that block. He changed the community. He changed the lives of so many people out here. He changed the lives of me because I look at certain things a little bit differently now. He made that shit cool to go over there. Dog. And didn't nobody want to go over there. Even myself. I never went over there. Period. For what? I know where I'm from. I know what ties I have. I'm not finna go over there. Not at all, but he made that shit acceptable. He made that shit safe. But now this shit finna get sloppy. This shit finna get sloppy. It's finna be a motherfucking rampage. For real. Rampage. So he went out the way, I guess, if anything else could have went differently, dog, he probably looking down and like, yep, I went out the way I was supposed to go out. He went out early, which is sad to say. People probably gonna ask like, what happened? That shit don't matter. The fact that he got killed on his block where he was from, and I guarantee you about it, it was somebody else that looked exactly like him. By somebody else who's probably from his hood. For real. Because it's just some hating shit. Because he's not really the type of guy that as far as I know. I don't know him on a personal level. But from what I put out, he's not the type of guy to go out there and search for hate. He's not the type of guy to go out there and really put the negative shit out there. Because he understands the power in putting energy into the world. He understands if you put negative shit out there, negative shit is going to come back. And frankly, any real dude that's really from the hood, that's really got stripes in the hood, they not out there acting tough. They not out there acting hard. They not out here doing all of this reckless shit, trying to rap with their chest out and doing all. Nah. He didn't need to do all that because his shit was known. So the simple fact that some bullshit like that happened is wild, yo. It's wild. I don't get too angry or too caught up when it comes to death because death is natural and all this other shit. And when somebody is killed, I block it out, and it doesn't really hit home like that, dog. But this shit hit home. This shit hit home because it's just not only did I look up to that guy, but I seen how the city changed when he was here. And we about to see how this city gonna change again once he's gone. I seen how the city changed when he was here, and we're about to see how the city is gonna change again once he is gone. This shit is sad. This shit is crazy. But, however, he lived a fantastic motherfucking life. And if anybody get anything from the life that he lived, understand, it's a marathon. Like he said it. This shit ain't no race. This shit ain't no sprint. It's a motherfucking marathon. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep doing whatever you have to do, no matter what's in your way. Just don't quit. That's the only thing that's going to separate me from you, from anybody else, is it the fact that you quit. That's all it is. And he said that on the interview, I believe, with Big Boy. He ain't the smartest person in this camp. He ain't the smartest person on this block. He not the smartest person anywhere. The only thing that's separating him from other folks is the simple fact that he didn't quit. And that's the same with you. The only thing that's going to separate you from anybody else is the fact if you're going to quit or not. Period. It's a simple fact if you're going to quit or not. And you better not quit because that guy, Nipsey Hussle, did not quit. And if you don't know who he is, man, the simple fact that I'm sitting here talking about him for fucking damn near 20 minutes straight, it says a lot about the type of guy that he was because I don't look up to too many people. It's only a small number of folks on my hand that I really look up to that I can really say, okay, I can learn something from you. He was somebody I related to because of where he's from. You know, we might have grew up in the same hood and things like that, but a certain lifestyle was done the same way. You know, he was way, way, way deeper in the trenches than I was. I wouldn't even consider myself in the trenches, but he was there. But he was able to help me understand that no matter where you're from, if you're from South Central LA, if you're from the hood, if you're from Inglewood, Long Beach, Compton, Watts, wherever, Carson, Gardena, Hawthorne, wherever. If you're from all the projects, if you're from the JDs, if you're from Nixon Gardens, if you're from PJs, I don't know them projects in Culver City, but if you're from the projects in Culver City, if you're from the projects up in Long Beach, if you're from wherever, dog, you can make it out your hood. And you can make it out your hood without glorifying the hood bullshit. You can make it out your hood without glorifying the hood bullshit. And if you don't know, Nipsey was the individual that did that. He stood on all 10. He stood on all 10, stayed down, stayed with his hood, and he reinvested in his block. He reinvested in his hood. Everybody else that's selling dope on the corner, how are you bringing that money back to the hood? You not. You going to buy this shit from these racist-ass motherfuckers at these clothing lines and Gucci and Louis Vuitton and all this other bullshit. But you're not reinvesting shit into your community. It's crazy out here, man. It's cold. But, hey, this shit, L.A. is not ruthless. L.A. is stupid. L.A. is not ruthless. L.A. is stupid. I'm going to say this one more time. L.A. is not ruthless. L.A. is not ruthless. L.A. is stupid, dog. For real. Rest in peace, Nipsey Hussle. Shouts out to his girl on London, his kids, his family, everybody within that All Money In camp. Shit, and that shit was finna take off because on the homeboys Killer Twine just got signed. But everybody in that city, man, and everybody on that side of town, man, be safe. Everybody in Los Angeles, especially if you're black. If you have no business in the neighborhood, Rolling 60s hood, don't go. Don't go. It's finna get treacherous out here. That sucks to say. Sucks to fucking say. But yo, man, back to the show. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. What a way to start the show, y'all. But anyway, welcome. This is Chill World Radio. Yes, we're 20 minutes into the show. This is Chill World Radio, but oh so motherfucking well. Welcome to everyone who's listening. Welcome to those individuals who are tuning in now. Welcome to those individuals who will be tuning in later. Welcome to those individuals who are going to be tuning in after the show because they got something else going on, because they caught up in the mess that's here that's going on in these streets. Welcome to those individuals who ain't never going to hear this at all, who will never tune into the show, period, who will never ever hear my name or hear this show or anything. Good looking. Shouts out to you, my man, because you ain't caught on yet, but I guarantee you will catch on eventually. If you ain't gonna catch on to me and my show, you're gonna catch on to one of these other shows. You're gonna catch on to Keith. You're gonna catch on to the Good News. You're gonna catch on to the Good News Sports. You're gonna catch on to something, goddammit. You're gonna catch on to something, man. That just gives us the motivation to know that we still have someone to reach. So, shout out to you, man. But how was me? How was my week? What was like going on, man? Shit. It was cool. Monday, I worked, but it was cool. Tuesday, I worked, but it was cool. Wednesday, I worked, but it was cool. Thursday, I worked, but it was cool. Friday, I worked, but it was cool. Saturday, I worked, but it was cool. Sunday, I worked, and I'm here now. So, man, that was the week. Just working every day, man. And it's crazy because I was thinking about that on my way here, about how I feel like I need to work more. I was talking to my girl about this a few days ago, about how I could work like a whole lot more hours. And my girl was like, nah, you don't want to stretch yourself out. There's already a lot going on in your life. You're already doing, the stuff that you're doing. Just chill. My old stubborn ass. Today I was thinking about it and I'm like, man, I'm Willis. I could do anything. I could do whatever, But I guess this is me finna go on a little rant or whatever, but I appreciate someone in general. This for y'all too that's listening, man. Those individuals who you have in your life who is willing to tell you to shut the fuck up and sit the fuck down. Appreciate those people. For real, because I never really had anybody to really be like, yo, Willis, shut the fuck up. Willis, sit your ass down. I mean, my girl does that now, and I appreciate her for that thoroughly, because people always say like, yo, ain't nothing going, a man needs a woman in his life and blah, blah, blah. Like I said, I'm stubborn, so I used to believe, man, I got it. But nah, shit go a little bit different when you have a woman that should really putting you in your place sometimes. Shit goes a little bit different when you have someone who tells you like, Willis, you're doing too much. Now, am I going to listen? I don't know. But just appreciate those individuals who are in your life that's really telling you to chill out. Because sometimes you don't even know that you're not being chill. You don't know that you're not being chill. Frankly, you think you should be doing more because your mind and your thoughts are telling you you should be doing more. See, you could get so caught up in a busy life that you're doing that you're going to begin to feel as if you could do more. Your busy life will get comfortable. Your chaotic life will get comfortable. And then at that point, you're going to be like, well, I need to take something else on. And then that second you take something else on, it's going to be that second shit probably fall out. Shit probably hit the fan. Shit probably get bad. That second. But just appreciate the busy life that you do have. Like Keith, my man that's listening, appreciate the busy life that you have. Didier, appreciate the busy life that you have. I need to appreciate the busy life that I have. Everyone out here, appreciate the busy life that you have, because there are people who literally does nothing. I swear the work that I do makes me so appreciative, because I see people every single day. Sick people, mentally ill people, people who are physically ill, People who just ain't doing, people who just can't. Not they ain't doing nothing, but they can't do something. They can't do something. And the simple fact that you're out here and you're able to do something, shouts out to you. But the fact that you are able to be busy, the fact that you are able to understand how to utilize your time as productive as possible, dog, shout out to you. But understand, you can get comfortable within your busy life. Don't pick nothing else up. However, just like my stubborn ass, I have to get knocked over the head to learn. So if you do pick something else up, if you get knocked over the head, understand that you just got comfortable. Always try not to be comfortable. That sounds like a contradiction, because you trying not to be comfortable is going to involve you to put something else into your life. Don't put nothing else into your life. Kind of swap something out, bring something new. Open up the scene a little bit. You know, so just appreciate where you at, appreciate what you have, and appreciate where things are going thus far. Thus far. I know that's a little rant, but oh well, man. Moving on forward to the main topic. Not the main topic, but the self-care piece. The self-care piece, the one thing that I believe everyone should implement into their self-care regimen. Yo, check it. So, I had something planned out, right? And a little self-care piece, and I'll probably get into that sometime next week. But it's I was in the studio, right? I got off of work. I came here, and I'm in the studio chilling, waiting for everything to get started. I'm just going through my phone. I just randomly catch myself scrolling through my contact list, and I come across this name, and I got pissed. I come across this name, and that name made me be like, whoa. I start to instantly get a flashback on how this individual is my friend and how this shit fell off. And I'm like, fuck. I used to fuck with you? No, that shit was crazy. Right? So that's the self-care regimen I want everybody to implement into their life. Hell, they can do it right now. Didier, you're looking at your phone. Do this shit too. Scroll down that timeline. Go down that contact list whenever you had time. If you haven't spoke to that individual within 90 days, if you haven't spoke to that individual within 90 days, delete the phone number. If you come across somebody in your phone and the last memory of that individual was something bad, and if you feel as if that relationship should not be held on to, if you feel as if that relationship is not big enough or good enough that you should hold on to it, that you could possibly reach out, don't delete that number. Block that bitch. Block that number. You know, block that number. For real. If there's anything, cause I'm all about cleaning out that closet. I'm all about getting rid of all of the messy nonsense in your phone. And I spoke about this way back on the self-care piece about cleaning out your social media feed. But dog, I've had my phone number since like middle school. The same phone number since middle school. There are people in my phone that I haven't spoken to in years. There are people in my phone on my contact list that I don't even know who they are, but their number is in my phone. And if I tried to call them, they probably gonna be like, who the hell is you? Clean that out too. Because the one thing about any type of negative person in your life, you need to make sure you are not reminded of that person at all. Delete that person's existence. I am extremely big on deleting anybody out of your life. I don't care who it is. Your mom, your cousin, your sister, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your cat, your dog, your goldfish, the turtle, the motherfucking roach that's causing you business and getting into your cereal and you eating roach eggs and shit. I don't care. Delete that shit out of your life, man. Get rid of it. And if it is somebody in your phone and the first memory that you have of that person is something negative, block it. Because if you haven't spoken to this person for that long, and if you honestly don't care for that relationship, why does that person even need to have the ability to hit you up? And if it is that real for that person will hit you up on Instagram. Because it takes two to communicate. I hate it when people be like, yo, what happened? You ain't hit me up, man. You been with? I'm like, dog, you ain't hit me up either. Like, what's the point? Blah, blah, blah. Don't try to make me feel bad at the fact that I haven't hit you up, dog. You need to feel better about the fact that you haven't hit me up. It takes two to tango, big homie. So if you have people in your phone that you're not communicating with, delete them. If you got people in your phone that you're not communicating with and your last memory of them was something negative, and you really don't care about the relationship, block them. Block them and delete them. I don't know if you block them and delete them, are they still blocked? I don't know. But anyway, block their ass. Get rid of their ass. Get rid of all of the negative memories of that person, so that way you can only have positive people within not only your life but also your phone. Our phone is the one way that anybody can get in contact with us. If you haven't heard from us, if you haven't heard from me in 10 or 15 years, I have the same phone number from middle school, back when I was at Gompers Middle School, back when I was at Gompers and I didn't graduate middle school. I did not graduate middle school. I still had that same phone number with the chirp, and we walking around with the light up phone cases, and we playing the Ritos for an hour, man. But yo, block that number, man. Clean out your contact list. We are so connected to individuals within our contact list. We don't understand how crazy it is, right? So go through it, empty it out, cut it out, do what you got to do, all that good stuff. Now, moving on to the main topic, man. Let me take some water. Sheesh. All right, moving on to the main topic of the show today. Man, the biggest thing I always tell people is that we understand how important it is to advocate for someone else. Like, advocate for Black Lives Matter. Advocate, for being against racism. Advocate for this. Advocate for that. All of that shit is cool. But when the fuck are you going to advocate for yourself? All of that shit is cool, and advocating for all of these things is thoroughly important. But when the hell are you going to advocate for self? That's what we're speaking about here today, right? Advocating for self. We don't get that. That advocating for self is thoroughly important, right? Advocating for self is thoroughly important. But we don't know. We just don't do it. Why don't we do it? Why? Even with myself sometimes, I had to learn that I've had to do it. Sometimes I had to learn the importance of it. I tell my patients all the time, like, yo, advocate for yourself when you're talking to these doctors. Because a lot of these doctors be giving them medications that be making them feel like shit. And they could come back and tell me, man, these fucking psychiatrists don't like me, and they giving me this medicine, and this medicine is putting me to sleep, or this medicine ain't making me feel good, and all of this extra stuff. But they're not advocating for themselves. They're not telling the doctors like, hey, yo, this medicine is making me feel this way. They're not telling that therapist like, yo, this is not working. They're not telling their boss like, yo, I deserve a raise. They're not telling their girl that they should do something. Or they're not telling their boyfriend that I don't like this. They're not telling their friend that I don't like it when you touch me. They're not telling anybody anything. Which is why we have to advocate for ourselves, but we don't. Why don't we advocate for ourselves? Frankly, sometimes some people just don't know how. They don't know how to ask for that raise. They don't know how to say no. They don't know how to speak up for themselves. They don't know how they should do it. And they don't even know why it's important. Right? Some people don't even know why it's important because they've never done it at all. Advocating for yourself and sticking up for yourself and speaking up for yourself is not a trait. It is not a trait. It is a learned behavior. It is something that you learn throughout your life. Someone has to tell you the importance of it, or life has to knock you upside your head, and now you're forced to advocate for yourself, or you might get your ass knocked out. Advocating for self is a learned behavior. So, like I said, it's not something that you're born to do or whatever. It's a learned behavior. So the simple fact that some people don't know how to advocate for themselves, some people may not know how to do that, that's okay. Because there are ways in which you can begin the process to learning how to do that. Another reason why certain people probably don't advocate for themselves is out of fear, out of denial, right? I'm scared that I'm going to say no. Well, that they're going to say no, right? I don't believe that I'm worth it. So what's the point? I'm scared, I'm nervous, my anxiety, right? When my anxiety gets the best of me, I just cave in. Right? I just give up. So it's like, fuck it. And then we get comfortable in where we're at. And if we get comfortable in where we're at, we're never going to get more, right? You're going to get comfortable with that paycheck. You're going to get comfortable getting beat on within your relationship. You're going to get comfortable getting cheated on within your relationship. You're going to be comfortable with your toxic ass friends. You're going to be comfortable with that raggedy ass life you got. You're going to be comfortable with those negative people around you. You're going to be comfortable with them busted ass shoes you got on. You're going to be comfortable in that raggedy house and that raggedy life that you're living. You're going to be comfortable within failure. So we don't advocate for ourselves because we're comfortable in it and we don't see why we even need to get out of it. And the second we try to get out of it, we begin to get very anxious and fearful, and we begin to feel that we are not worth it, right? We are not worth it. One of the main reasons why people don't advocate for themselves is because they don't believe that whatever they're advocating for should be given to them. A lot of people don't want to advocate for a raise because they don't believe it should be given to them. A lot of people don't want to advocate for their safety because they believe that harm that is being done to them should be done to them. They don't see themselves being anywhere else because where they're at that moment is, that's where they're at, right? But we all know how to advocate for someone else, right? It's easier to advocate for the next person. We advocate for the next person so much that when I tell you to advocate for yourself, you look at me like, huh? You look at me like, what am I supposed to do? Advocate for myself. I don't know how to do that. Because we know how to do it. Everything is easier when we do it for the next person. But the second we tell you to be a little bit more introspective, to be a little bit more critical of self, to be a little bit more analytical of where you're at and what you're doing and how you're doing things, it's like, oh shit, I gotta look in the mirror. And then once you look in the mirror, you're going to start to see that all the things that you do have, and you're going to look at themselves like, yo, I shouldn't be in this situation. I shouldn't have these things, right? I deserve a little bit more, but will I go try to do it? Nah, because it is hard sometimes to advocate for self. It really, really is. Especially when you have no support. If you have no one in your corner telling you like, yo, you the shit. If you have no one in your corner telling you like you deserve to be great. If you have no one in your corner telling you go get that raise. If you have no one in your corner you telling you you're going to be great and you're going to be successful, you're not even going to believe that you should advocate for yourself. But everything starts within. Everything starts within. If you don't understand that, it's going to be extremely hard. What you're going to be doing is trying to look for shit within other people. I need to find a specific girlfriend to make me feel happy. I need to find a specific boyfriend to make me feel happy. And if I don't find that individual, I'm going to be shit. We're going to begin to get very, very dependent on the next person. And that's the last thing that you want to be. That's the last position that you want to be in, because when that individual decides to go left and you're not going along with that ride, you're going to turn to shit. You're absolutely going to turn to shit, and everything in your life is going to begin to crumble. And it's at that point where you need to realize that, dog, you need to speak up for yourself. You need to. And if you don't speak up for yourself, nobody will. See, nobody knows what you should be given except you. Nobody knows how great you are except you. Nobody knows where you should be in life except you. I can tell you that you're a great person. I can tell you all of these things, but I'm only telling you this shit based off of something that I think is possible. See, I may not even believe what I'm telling you, but you have the ability to believe that, but you don't even believe it, which is why we don't advocate for self. We have to begin to believe that. So when it comes to advocating for self, when it comes to understanding how you should do that, the first thing you need to do, dog, is believe that you are worthy of whatever you're asking for. Believe you're worthy of whatever you're asking for, because it has to start there. You have to see it in your mind. You have to see it in your head, right? Because if you're asking for that raise and you know you be at work putting in the work, go ask for your money, dog. For real. If you're in a raggedy relationship and your boyfriend or your girlfriend is treating you like trash, but you know you a handful of dopeness, you know you a handful of greatness, and this individual is shitting on your dopeness, kick that person to the curb. Right? Kick that person to the curb. See, sometimes when it comes to advocating for self, you have to get not only confident, but sometimes you have to get arrogant. Sometimes you have to get arrogant and understanding that you are worth it. Of whatever you need. You are worth it. You have to believe in what you are asking for. So if you don't know where to start, man, start small. Right? If you don't know where to start small. If you like, yo, I need to advocate for myself so I can get this raise, but I don't really know how to ask, or I don't really know how to advocate for self, start small. Start at home. Right? If you don't feel like going out, say no. If you don't feel like doing something, say no. If you want to go to this specific bar, go to that bar with the friends. And if they don't want to go, cool. You go. Start small, right? Start small by saying no to something or someone in order to give you that little bit of momentum when it comes to advocating for self. Because what you're going to understand is it's not that hard to advocate for self, right? So when it comes to doing, also another thing that you can do, you can start to have those conversations in your head. So if you're asking, or if you're preparing for, to ask your boss for a raise, have that conversation in your head. What are you going to tell your boss or your supervisor, right? Script it out, right? But at the end of the day, start small. Start somewhere, right? Don't just go for the big fish and then lose. Like, nah, build up that momentum every now and then. But understand this. Everything you ask for, you're not going to get. Everything you're asked for, you're not going to get. Everything you're asked for, you're not going to get. Everything you try to advocate for self for, it's not going to happen. But if you get if you're able to compromise, you've won. See, I'm not a fan of compromisation, but let's say if you, and I'm always going to go back to this raise, right? Let's say if you go to the supervisor and it's like, yo, I need a $10 raise. Your boss like, no. Well, compromise that $5, because that $5 is it's more than what you're making now. So at the end of the day, big dog, you've won. I'm not telling you to compromise on your standards. I'm not telling you to compromise on your goals. I'm not telling you to compromise on the person that you are. But I'm telling you, sometimes within certain situations, you may have to compromise, especially if you know that you don't deserve what you're asking for, but you're going to ask anyway. It's okay to compromise. It's okay to be like, let me get this $5 raise instead of this $10. That's why you always shoot for double whatever you're asking for, right? You always go for the top end. If you think a $2 raise is good enough or a $5 raise is good enough, go for 10. Go for 10. Because 8 is better than nothing. 6 is better than nothing. 5 is better than nothing. Whatever it is. Shoot your shot at that one girl that you've been looking at. The one girl you feel as if ain't good enough for you. You never know, homie. Advocate for self. When it comes for everything, speak up for self. So understand that you have to advocate for self whenever you're in a difficult position, whenever you're in a position in which you don't feel comfortable at, whenever you're in a position in which something in your body is telling you to say no. Those are the moments in which you need to advocate for self. But never forget that nobody's going to be able to advocate for you like you are going to be able to advocate for you. Nobody's ever going to understand how great you are except you. And if you feel like you're shit, or if you feel like you're not worth it, they're not going to really give a fuck because they don't know. I can only do so much with you, homie. So much. I could bring you to the lake, but I can't force you to drink it. Advocate for self, advocate for self, advocate for self. And if you don't go that route, it's going to be tough in life. Life is either going to put you in a position where you have to advocate for yourself, or you're going to have someone that's behind your back that's going to help you out. Either way it go, we have to start there. Either way it go, we have to start there. Right? So, moving on to the question. And as always, this is a question in which I don't make up prior to the show. This is not a question that I just write down. This is the question that I come up with during the show through the energy and all of the stuff that I get within the show. So the question that I have for you all is, when are you going to begin to advocate for self? When are you going to begin to advocate for self? It can start today. It can start right now. It can start this second. It can start at home. It can start with your girl. It can start at work. It can start wherever. When are you going to advocate for self? When are you going to put yourself first? When are you going to speak for self? When are you going to begin to feel uncomfortable within the comfortable situation that you're always in because you're not advocating for self? When are you going to do that? That's on you, dog. That's on you. But as always, man, and first and foremost, well, last but not least, RIP my man Nipsey Hussle. That shit crazy. I appreciate the life that he lived and everybody in his touch. Let me give my man Nipsey Hussle a round of applause. Man, he lived a superb life. He lived a life that a lot of individuals would have loved to live. Came from the bottom, made it up. And now, he left his mark. He left his mark on the whole hood. He left his mark on all of California. He left his mark on everybody in LA. And he left his mark all across the world. So shout out to that man. Shout out to that man. Shout out to that man. But as always, man, thank you to those individuals who are listening. Thank you to those individuals who caught on halfway through the show. Thank you to those individuals, if you're going to listen to this tomorrow, later on tonight, next week, next month, next year, good looking. And even more so, good looking to those individuals who ain't never going to hear this at all. Good looking to you if you ain't never going to listen to my stuff. Good looking to you if you follow me on Instagram and you see me post these videos and you ain't never decided to click that link in my bio and you ain't never decided to hear one show. Good looking. As always, man, there's someone out there that needs to be reached. And as long as there's someone else out there that needs to be reached, I'm going to always be doing this. And I will be doing so much more. As always, man, always remember, ain't no wealth without your mental health. So please stay blessed. Take care of yourself. Be great, y'all. Peace.